Welcome back to the Wichita Toy Train Club YouTube channel. I'm Zachariah.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Doug.
And today we're going to look at everybody's new favorite, Lionel Catalog.
Lots of controversy. I feel like.
Yeah, we've seen a bunch of opinions from
Yeah.
a bunch of different YouTubers. We've seen some YouTubers say this is the worst catalog ever. We've seen some people word that in a slightly different way, but say the same thing. Maybe we'll have something to say about it.
Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe.
But we're just three broke people that attempt to buy trains, so
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't really have anything to start with. We're just going to jump into this, right?
Get
No.
into it.
Got a fancy front cover.
It's very
Fancy
nice.
front cover. How
Very-
about, let me make sure everybody can see this first. Oh, no, they can't see it. That's great. Oh, hey, look, now you can see it. Now you can see it. That's all that matters.
Very ornate
Yeah.
design. Looks like it's very luxurious.
Bougie.
Like bougie, perhaps
Bougie.
very expensive, perhaps a sign of
Yes.
things to come in this
Uh-huh.
catalog.
Giving me those vibes. I feel like.
Yeah. You know, I saw this this logo. I think they announced it when I was in Concord for the LCCA convention. I mean, it struck me kind of off guard originally, but I mean, I think it looks good on the cover. I mean,
Oh yeah.
very reminiscent of a 125th anniversary. So we're off to a good start right here.
Yeah.
And we'll sneak in here. I haven't actually read everything from Howard yet, or I think I perused it, but
Yeah.
it's usually fluff.
Yeah, you know what? We're here for the trains.
We're
not
here for the
to
trains.
read.
So we'll let anybody go read Howard's deal. This was kind of neat, though. I mean, all the Lionel information they put up in here, all the older logos and everything. And, you know, what I kind of found funny to me is, like, you had the 75th anniversary logo. Then we waited 25 years. We had a 100th anniversary logo. And then we had to have a weird 115th anniversary logo. 5 years later, we need a 100th anniversary logo, and now we have to have a 125th anniversary. I don't know. This is starting to seem like it's
It's every 5 years.
every 5 years. But I mean, 125 I think is an actual milestone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think 115 was the weird one.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm going with.
Yeah. It's hard to believe. It feels like 1900 was just yesterday, but it's been
You remember
125
that?
years. Oh yeah, you do. Man.
Yeah, every day, you know, on the layout. I mean, only issue is most steam engines only go back to like 1910. They don't make old 1900, 1800 steam locomotives anymore.
Don't make them like they used to.
So, and then we got a full timeline from, of Lionel. So, it's actually really neat to be able to see that they put a lot into it, and it's also knowing that it's not just the weird fanboys of Lionel that know the history of it. It's showing that the company itself, in its current state, is actually, marks all their milestones and
Right.
everything. So I think that really does account for something.
Yeah.
But we're gonna jump right into this. Vision J1E. Kind of everybody's already
Yeah.
kind of seen this before. We didn't do anything on it, but so maybe we'll give our inputs in when we get to it. But I think everybody should be familiar with it. And first page, the first surprise, we got Commodore Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. That was very cool to see when
Yeah.
we turned that page. I
So-
really like the blue and red.
The
They're-
blue and red.
Yeah.
I mean, just the two together on the page look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're I don't know, like it's simple, but it's just like a pleasing paint scheme,
Mhm.
you know. And now, of course, it remains to be seen what shade those red and blue will be.
Right.
But yeah, I think it'll be pretty neat. And also, I wonder if they're going to go for like a high gloss finish or more matte. I would assume like high gloss would be right for that. But yeah,
I'm really curious to see what the gold one looks like.
yeah,
I think that'll be cool.
yeah, that will be
Very
cool.
shiny.
And looking at the price, you see it's $200 more than the non-gold one. So I would assume then that it is real gold.
Yeah.
That
It's got to be some sort of, I don't know if on the features, if we got any good information here.
I love this.
Blue.
It did say gold-plated next.
Gold plated, and they did in 2000 they did the gold plated 700E. So it's going to be some sort of really thin gold plating.
Right.
And you had the locomotive their locomotive of the year again.
And that looks pretty neat with the black and then those kind of accents to give it that kind of special feeling. It kind of matches the cover of the catalog.
It does, and I think that there were some of their locomotives of the year I kind of questioned, but this one actually I mean, you got to be into that.
Right.
You got to be into that. But I think if you're into that, though, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think
The one thing I like on the gold one too is it does show you the ripples that they plan to have in the sheet metal for the Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
So that's
Interesting.
That is
always
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. Huh. Neat detail.
It is a real neat detail. I don't know if I had all the money in the world, that red set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that around a tree. I mean, just the thought. I mean, it's almost like pre-war Lionel.
Right.
Yeah.
That looked real cool.
Yeah. And in the description, it did say that the passenger cars are a glossy finish, so I would assume that applies to the
Yeah,
as
yeah, I'm sure it does. Starting off with pricing, $1,800 for a Hudson. I mean, in today's world, I'm not really surprised.
Yeah. I mean, inflation sucks.
Yeah.
It does.
It's expensive.
It does. $1,800. I know I looked at pre-order pricing, but it's got to be pre-order price is probably about $1,600. So saves you a little bit there. Passenger cars 4-pack of 18-inch heavyweights were at $1,100 now.
Yeah.
I think this might be special though, because with the extra coating, I don't know.
I think the other ones were
About the
also
same?
1,100. Yeah.
Okay.
I could be misremembering.
I can't remember if I saw other 4-packs, so that's the only thing I was trying to go off
Yeah.
of. But you might be right. So I mean, everything's kind of going up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not. But we're just gonna keep trucking along here. The S2 turbine.
The post-war 671 paint scheme. That'll be cool.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did they do a post-war S2 the last time?
I think they did.
I was thinking they
Yeah.
did. So, and I do remember they were talking about trying to have a special feature in the 671 that's going to be able to, because they have the turbine sound, so it actually sounds like it should, which is, there's no chuff there because there's not pistons, it's just
Right.
a turbine whine. But they were talking about having a switch in the sounds to be able to have that chuff if that's something you want.
That'd be cool.
That's
So
nice.
that would be, that's just some little extra added feature that if they can squeeze, work that into the code, I think will be cool.
Yeah.
What do we add on turbines? 1,400, which I don't feel like is terrible.
Yeah, no, because I think last time these were cataloged like 12 years ago or something like that. It was 1,300, so that's pretty reasonable.
So turbines seem pretty well unaffected from the inflation, which is great. They also have the Scout, and it feels weird to call that a Scout.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I read that and I was like, that's not a Scout. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of little plastic. But I mean, I guess the wheel arrangement is right.
Yeah.
But the Scout was, it was the workhorse, but I mean, it was also the cheapest thing they could figure out how to make at the time. Which that's what sold. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So we got a scale Scout, MSRP at 1,000. I think I saw pre-orders about $750 for them.
Yeah.
So not terrible. You are below $1,000
Right.
Yeah.
for a scale legacy steam locomotive with whistle steam. So that's great.
Yeah.
Turbines 072. So that's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got
I'm not-
these passenger cars.
Passenger cars. I'm not sure. I guess there was some green passenger cars that Lionel had that was post-war, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
that was-
they just didn't ring a bell for me.
Yeah,
but,
that was the classic set that went with the turbine.
okay.
So yeah, I think that will look sharp with the
Yeah.
turbine in those cars. But you're gonna run you $1,000 for a 4-pack.
Yeah.
And the 21-inch cars they've been expensive for a while. I think they've been that way for at least a couple years. So, which is a bummer. But they are pretty decent cars. They are very decent cars. They better be for $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the page I kind of liked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cool stuff.
I really like this page. That Vision pre-war inspired Hudson set.
That's gonna be cool.
That's eyeball.
Yeah.
I mean, I am eyeballing that probably harder than I should be. Because I got the S2 electric pre-war inspired set. I do like it, and I got it for a pretty good price. And I was like, it's so short though. I want something longer. So, as much as it's cool as the Commodore Vanderbilts look, and it's not too much of a price increase from this set versus buying everything out for the the red Commodore Vanderbilt
Yeah.
passenger cars. But I could add stuff to this.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I get anything, this is what I'd be eyeballing. You get the Sunoco tanker back there, and I mean, anything pre-war, even post-war, there was Sunoco tankers
Yeah.
flipping everywhere.
It's classic.
It's a classic Lionel. That just one of those things they always got.
Yeah.
But the set is, I think, running you, was it 2,500, 2,400.
Yeah.
So, not a cheap set, but you do get a Vision Hudson along with it. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Everything comes with that very 700E-esque, right? I know they've been pushing more that it's a J1E this go around, but I mean it is really that's the founding blocks of what the 700E was supposed to be.
Right.
So.
And it looks like it also comes with a Freight Sounds boxcar and a Vision Line caboose.
Yeah.
As well. So
I mean, there's a lot of added value to that set.
Yeah.
So that'll be really cool. So it might end up on my pre-order. Might be the only thing I pre-order, but I might. Scary. This other set, this post-war set. Moving on to things I won't buy, just because I am broke. This Lackawanna FM. I don't know. Is this just Trainmaster or is this FM Trainmaster? Is there two? Is that a different
Same
thing?
thing.
Is that the same thing? Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't want to call it something it wasn't, and nobody said I was smart. But it looks like a really cool set.
that's the Trainmaster is a classic from the Lionel post-war era, and
I love that they snuck in the milk car as a hotbox reefer.
Yeah.
that's neat.
So that I think that's really cool. And this set is $1,200. So I mean, and it's all scale. I mean, if you're looking for something that feels post-war but is completely scale, this is an awesome set and not a terrible price, I don't think. You're looking at the hotbox reefer, your Legacy Trainmaster. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else special really.
Yeah, it seems like other than that.
Freight Sounds boxcar, so I mean more sound in there.
Yeah.
Nothing really special about it, but that's it's cool. I don't have anything else on that.
No.
Yeah.
Moving on, there's 3 or 4 pages of trains in this catalog.
Got the
We got
passenger set up top with those green cars again.
so
Yeah, those green cars do look really nice.
they do. They look good in that
different
set.
color.
And Lionel had just retooled that. What is it? That's Prairie Engine, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
They had just retooled that for Line Chiefs, so that's great. Sure, they had planned this out so they could do that.
Right.
It's supposed to be a Line Chief set, but we're looking at $550 for a Line Chief set.
Yeah, it's a bit steep.
It's a bit steep. I mean, the Polar though has been pushing 500, I think.
Yeah.
MSRP for a while now. I mean, in my mind, they've always been 300,
Right.
but I think they've truly been upwards of 500 MSRP for a while now. So, I mean, I guess it's not too much of a stretch, really. And especially if this is some sort of special set for the 125th, they do any sort of special finishing on the cars, I could see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will or not, but
Have to wait and see.
we'll have to wait and see on that. I think the more controversy is the bottom of this page.
Yeah. This is the
So,
crazy price.
Well, let's just start with the set itself. The set itself is F3, powered A, and a dummy A. What else we got? Southern Pacific automobile boxcar, automatic dump car, Sunoco tank car. There's a Sunoco car again.
Yeah.
And then a SP Caboose. So, I mean, it's a neat set coming with CW80. So, I mean, that feels like a standard set to me that I would have gotten,
Yeah.
what, 10,
20.
20 years ago? I can count. Yeah, no, 20, yeah, probably closer to 20 years ago. That feels like more like a set any of us could have gotten 20
Yeah.
years ago.
Oh, yeah.
CW80.
Just a standard loop of fast track with your
Yeah.
not like a bigger loop of fast track, just like a normal one.
Normal 036 loop of fast track, but this is now magically a $1,200 set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the engine doesn't have sounds or anything. It's just an E unit with a headlight, and then the dummy unit doesn't even have a light in it.
Man.
So we were trying to make sense of it. We really wanted to make sense of it because I mean, I know Lionel didn't pull that number out of thin air. I'm sure there was a reason they came up with it, but we couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, though, I also feel like it was probably an effort for them to make a truly conventional. I mean, they haven't made a actual electronic E unit in a while, so now they're going to have to re-engineer. Not really, but I mean, they probably will.
Yeah.
Put the effort into re-engineering a full electronic E unit for this one set.
Yeah. I don't know. Just it's expensive.
Yeah.
It is expensive,
Very.
so
Yeah. And also, I don't know if this is going to be the case or not, but if you look in the rolling stock features, it says operating couplers, and it doesn't mention anything about the trucks or couplers being metal.
surely they would be metal.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
At this price point, but you never know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Lionel do much plastic trucks and couplers really anymore. I mean, they do, but there's not a lot of it. I don't feel like. I think the thing that hides on this page, because we get stuck on the two sets, is this gantry crane over here.
Yeah.
Lionel Line's command control gantry crane.
That will be cool.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. $550 MSRP. I don't think these things have ever been cheap, so
Yeah.
I mean that doesn't shock me at all.
That definitely caught my eye.
Yeah.
Chris needs this.
Yeah.
You have to get the special Gargraves track and find a
Yeah.
place to fit that on your new
Yeah.
layout, right?
It's tempting.
Very tempting. So, and that feels very classic Lionel
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was a great choice for him to put back in this catalog.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So more 125th stuff. I think we're about done with 125. They have a Joshua Lionel Cowan boxcar, so more made in USA stuff. So that's always cool when they have an excuse to print stuff in house.
Yeah.
Santa's final touch, a Lionel legacy. Get it? A Lionel legacy.
Hardy har har.
They were real clever with that one.
So that's pretty cool. They've done a lot of stuff with Thomas Kincaid through the years. It seems like.
Oh, also keep in mind these boxcars are $100 a pop.
Yep, they are.
These are the
027, 64 style boxcars.
Yeah. Wow. Man.
I don't know if I caught that one that those boxcars are up to 100 now. I feel like they've been at like 85 forever. So I mean,
Not sure.
is $15? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying a jump isn't a jump, but
Hey, $15. That's maybe a quarter pounder at McDonald's these days.
you're not wrong. You're not
Yeah.
wrong. Do you get the food contamination with that one though?
Yeah.
That's the question. Piggyback flats, 120. And then you got a Angela Trotta Thomas Line G Plus specific.
It's an interesting.
It's an interesting scheme.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. All the fronts of the locomotives on the tender there.
And very artistic. I feel like it's like a display piece, kind of.
Yeah, it would be more of a display piece.
Yeah.
And of course, we got your standard 125th boxcars. We got it in O scale, full scale PS1 at 110. Your 64 at 100. So I mean, at that point,
$10 price difference.
the $10 price difference. That is being a little surprising there.
Yeah.
But remember, all cars have this Lenny insert inside.
Yeah. Oh boy.
they're doing a Lionel HO version.
And should we call Zach over?
Sure, well, maybe we'll just have to buy one for him.
Yeah.
So just so that way he has one. HO boxcar price at $35. I have no idea any reference for that. So,
Hey, Zach, how expensive are HO boxcars usually?
Okay. Well,
Right in there.
Yeah.
$25 to
Yeah, he
$40. That's what he said.
25 to 45. Yeah.
So we're on the higher end here. It does say metal wheels, metal knuckles, so
Yeah. So
and weighted. So maybe they're doing at least one thing to
Yeah.
yeah,
NMRA
sounds like it's
specifications.
probably good quality.
Yeah.
And we got S-Gauge, American Flyer.
And I honestly, this might be the only American Flyer thing in the whole catalog.
Yeah.
Which
Well, normally they do a separate American Flyer catalog, don't they? Or did they
they
stop?
they haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
So I'm out of the loop.
I know I saw a post somewhere that there was an actual, like, pretty large group of people that were complaining, like, Lionel did start American Flyer stuff, and, like, they kept going with it. People would keep buying it,
Yeah.
and then it's just dropped off.
Right.
I feel like that could be a good market, but what do I know?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I
Yeah.
mean, around here, like half our club is S-Gauge, so
Right.
Yeah.
we're around it. We're used to seeing it.
Yeah.
It's not that surprising to not see it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does seem odd that there's obviously a low demand for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And, here's Lionel getting every last little penny
Yeah.
out of the Mickey Minnie Mouse hand card,
Yeah.
which, there's nothing wrong with that.
Lenny and Santa. Oh, and 3 different colors.
So, I'm not sorry that they're trying to get use out of this tooling they did for the Mickey Minnie one. They've done it for the Polar now they're doing it
Yeah.
again for Lenny and Santa. I was a little surprised to see Lenny and Santa.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I guess I don't know who else you put on there other than Lenny.
Yeah, right.
Make a figure of Joshua Lionel Cowan.
You could do that. I mean, I guess I don't know. It threw me off, but I mean, at the same time, I can't tell you I have a better recommendation. Hand cars are running at $200 a pop, except for the bronze-plated one.
It's $230.
It is at $230 MSRP.
Interesting.
Dang.
So, I don't remember what the other ones were. I'm sure the pricing is probably right around.
I wonder if maybe that's solid bronze instead of
No, I think it's a. See here if it says up here.
Because if you think back to the, oh wait, you know what? Never mind. I was gonna say something incorrect.
Well, we never do that. We're smart. Yeah, sorry. I'm pretty sure they said bronze plated.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
That makes sense.
Anywho's a what's it's. Personalized. They've been doing a lot of personalized stuff on LionelStore.com.
Yeah.
So that's on 6464 style boxcars.
So maybe you could get a Meister-made 3D personalized boxcar.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. They had some more billboards. I don't think I've seen Lionel actually catalog billboards in a
Yeah.
hot second though.
That's true.
And these,
So that's kind of cool. I mean,
I think these are just like the basic ones.
they're
that don't have
basic.
any
There's nothing
lights or
special.
anything.
There's nothing special about them. But I mean that's what they had and post-war. So
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it tracks.
Yeah.
Little lighted station platform. That's kind of neat.
Nice.
I don't see putting that on the layout though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not sure. And when we have our weird inserts in a Lionel catalog, now we feel like we're in a Sears and Roebuck catalog. Here is the insert:
Puzzle and some pens.
puzzle, pens, Hallmark.
Oh.
Hallmark's done stuff with Lionel for years,
Yeah.
though. So I mean, it's not nothing crazy. And like I said, they've worked with Thomas Kincaid for years.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So I feel like this is just them trying to.
Yeah.
Which I haven't gotten a print catalog yet, so I'm really interested to see if this is printed too, or if this is just digital.
yeah, it's a very neat painting, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. Angela's got a lot of really cool paintings too,
Yeah.
including Santa and Lionel trains.
Yeah,
So
the Hudson on the tracks there, and Santa working on another engine. Man, that just gives you the nostalgia.
Yeah.
From Back when you thought it was Santa making all the trains.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then we learned it was China.
Yeah.
Wah, wah. All right.
Oof.
We're into O scale, and here is a scale. New York Central, correctly painted. Commodore Vanderbilt.
This is where Chris is going to get into some trouble.
Yeah.
We're getting to sketchy territory. Vision J1E.
And Hudson. It's just an iconic locomotive.
Yeah.
Of course, they'd have to do that for a big anniversary like this.
It would. I mean, it basically the 700 again. But you know, since we haven't talked about this, we do know that they've gone through and tried to update some tooling. I know you can go through and find all the information from Lionel. I think 5344 is supposed to have like a turned brass whistle or nickel plated whistle, so it looks more like the whistle that would have been on the 700E. It lacking a little bit of detail. It's not a cast, a brass lost wax casting. It looks like it's a turned piece. So, which I think is a nice little touch that it can do.
Yeah, that'll be neat. And got a few different variations. Got
Yeah.
one with the big tender with the water scoop effect.
The water scoop effect.
And there's one with no marker lights. It gives it kind of a different look.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
I'm sure all the New York Central people are excited though.
Yeah, it's not really our area of expertise, but they're
Yeah.
cool engines.
That's a
Definitely
hard one
cool.
for me to pass up.
Yeah.
They are very cool.
Yeah.
We are, and MSRP 1800, you know, it's not, again, we're Vision Line. I mean, it's like a rehash Vision Line at the same time.
Yeah.
We've added some tooling. And since their initial release in this catalog, now we do have the note that they are going to offer the scale pilot trucks like they did back in 2010. Just it's not included in the box. You got to buy them separate. But, you know, how many people cared? I'm not sure. So I guess it's a good way for Lionel to find out. So if you did care, I would highly recommend that if you get one, to make sure you go and find that and get it, so that way Lionel kind of has some proof, and knowing how many people are looking for the scale wheels on the products like this. Of course, we got our fantasy Hudsons, which I mean. I think they did a pretty decent job with a lot of them. We got the gray with the PT. The LCCA's got the standard gray.
Yeah, like
that
the
looks.
763. That'll be cool.
That one's looking pretty slick. Gunmetal gray.
And then the Toronto, Hamilton, and Buffalo. That's prototypical.
Yep.
That'll be cool.
And they couldn't live without doing a pacemaker.
Have to do pacemaker.
I don't think it looks terrible.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a neat scheme, but it's one of those modern fantasy ones. We got the pacemaker, the hot dog, and as we'll see later, the chessy scheme. So, yeah.
Nobody talks about the hot dog.
Oh, we know you bought all of them. So.
Yeah.
Hot dog. The Clown Challenger. So we have a Niagara Falls set here. So I don't know if this is another Hudson that they didn't originally release. I assume it was in the original release. I didn't actually go and look and confirm or not.
Sure. It's the New York Central Lines, which is
Oh, yeah.
like some of their subsidiaries.
Yeah, because it's got the big four at the top there. Yeah.
Just slightly different, but definitely a neat paint scheme on those passenger cars.
Yeah, definitely neat. Different, and they're all New York Central lines. We're at $600 for a 2-pack.
Or $800 for a 2-pack if you want the station sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we just looked at a catalog from a few years ago, and a 2-pack was $400 instead of $600. So, yeah, that's
Definitely
that's a
gone
lot of
up.
money.
Definitely gone up. I almost don't wonder if maybe Lionel's moving some of their tooling around, and maybe that's where a lot of the costs are incurring.
Yeah.
Because if you've been paying attention over the past about 5 years, they've been moving a lot of stuff to Vietnam. And I do know that they've said, everybody, not just Lionel, everybody said it's almost impossible to get tooling out of China.
Yeah.
Oh.
That
So
makes sense.
if they're if they're wanting to move stuff to Vietnam without actually being able to move the tooling, they're having to cut new tooling,
Yeah. So
which
that'd be
kind of sucks.
expensive.
And that's a cost that they have to incur some way somehow. Unfortunately, stuff like that gets passed to us.
Yeah.
So, best thing I can say is if it's too much for you, don't buy it.
Yeah. I could
Don't put yourself in debt for a train.
I could pay my rent, or I could have 2 passenger cars.
What do you
well-
really need?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Sacrifices have to be made.
it's not that cold outside.
Hey, he hasn't. Your apartment hasn't caught on fire yet this winter, so
Yeah.
you're doing
Yeah,
good.
not this year. Yeah. Let's
That's right.
not jinx that.
All right.
Man, I do love the look of these.
Yeah.
Commodore Vanderbilts, they are looking
Classic.
really slick.
Yeah.
I'm liking that. And they are all new tooling, from what I understand. It's not any tooling Lionel accumulated or anything. I didn't realize these are coming in at $17.79.
Ooh, so instead of getting yourself a non-streamlined Vision Hudson, you could go get yourself a Commodore Vanderbilt and a nice little meal for yourself.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, now it's okay. 'Cause
This is modern economics, guys.
Exactly.
Take notes.
And that crazy. I will note. I think the one thing it says is it has a swinging bell. It does not have a swinging bell.
So,
I was listening to Lionel stream. They specifically said that Lionel's really, really heavy with the copy and paste.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. If I was sitting here trying to
Oh, yeah.
do this by scratch and having to type everything, I'd be
Yeah.
copying and pasting
Right.
left and right too. So it's hard for me to fault them.
yeah. Commodore Vanderbilt is definitely a classic, and makes me think back to I Love Toy Trains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had, the episodes where they talked about all of the New York Central streamlined engines.
Yeah.
And that was a big one. So definitely some nostalgia there.
100%.
It's a classic.
So, other than the lack of swing bell, you got whistle steam, row number specific crew details, row number specific crew talk, kinematic drawbar, and force coupler.
Well, I wonder what the road number specific details would be, because there's only one road number. of the
That's what I was about to
Vanderbilt.
say. I'm not really sure there, so I can't. I think what it is you got spoke drivers and disc
Or,
drivers.
yeah.
I think that's
driver's
the
choice,
difference.
Probably.
I think that's what they were getting at there.
Yeah. Fortunately, I'm safe for getting streamlined steam engines for now, because I just got my big one that I wanted. So,
Man, we need to do a review on that.
yeah.
We got all kinds of videos we could be doing.
Yeah.
All that free time that we have,
Right.
Yeah.
and you guys thought the triplex superset was crazy. How about a Vision Lines superset that is a passenger train?
And it's $3,600.
Yeah. Jeez.
I mean, it's up there, but I mean, if anybody's attempted to put together a passenger train out of one
Yeah.
catalog, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is.
Hey, I can leave my apartment for 6 months. That's no big deal.
Again, let's not do that. Let's make sure we have the money before we go pre-order these things.
That would make sense.
No, it makes sense. It's going to take a year for it to show up. You put it in a one-year CD,
Yeah.
get some interest on it, and then now you have more train money.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's
See,
the
that's true modern economics there.
Now, there's a little, when I was looking at the catalog, I found a little bit of a discrepancy. I want you to take a look at the picture of the whole train put together. Count how many passenger cars there
I
are.
noticed that.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a 5-car set, isn't it? 4, 5. There's six in
the
there.
picture. And then if you look at the bottom where they show all the cars separate, there's 5. And if you look at the listing of like all what's included with the set, I think it always says
But it
4.
looked longer with 6 cars on the page.
So
Right.
I wonder if, people will be like, hey, this is supposed to have 6 cars. What are you doing to us, Lionel? You're trying to pull a fast one on us? And maybe they'll include a 6th car with it.
I kind of doubt that. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a 5-car. More than likely, somebody just got carried away when they were doing artwork,
Yeah.
which doesn't surprise me, unfortunately. Because you do have the 5 cars here. I'm a little surprised we haven't gotten any different tooling for the 18-inch heavyweights at this
Yeah,
point.
as they've been the same for,
Years. They're not bad cars, but
yeah. Well, and
actually, I think they might have done some changing of them, because I read one, and I don't know if it was on here. Flexible diaphragms, flicker-free See, it's not on this one, but I swear. Then again, it could have just been copy and paste again. But I mean, I swear they said they were adding kinematic coupling to the heavyweights. So
I don't know.
that also could be an additional cost if that's actually going through all the heavyweight line or not.
Could be.
That's that's all we can do is wait and see on that.
Yeah, but yeah, with the new dangerous thing that I did in the past few days that you guys know about, that thing came out in 2002 and uses the same exact tooling for the cars.
Yeah.
So that's 23 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah, feel old yet?
We're not going to acknowledge that with an answer. But so the set, let's see what all you have. The Vision Hudson 5319. You have a Lounge Sounds Combine. So that's a new. That's new. Sleeper Sounds 66 Pullman.
Wow.
That's another sound car, and
Yeah.
that's something new that we hadn't seen yet.
Yeah.
Another Pullman car, Station Sound Steiner, which we've
Classic.
had,
Yep.
it's something we've had before, everybody's very used to. And then to add it all off, another Lounge Sounds Observation.
So,
Wow.
So 4 out of the 5 passenger cars are full of sound.
Yeah,
Wow.
so that's going to be a noisy set.
Yeah. Holy cow.
I mean, so the nice thing about those is everybody's always worried about that. You can really tune those to what you want it to be.
Yeah.
A lot of people leave them on. I typically do, unless I have a bunch of sound cars in one train, and I start turning the squealing and the clickety clack off certain cars just to kind of spread it out,
Yeah.
just to not make it so overwhelming. And kind of depends where you're running. I run at train shows a lot. I'm running here at the club a lot. We're a little bigger area. You in your basement, that might be a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's some other stuff to keep in mind. Just because it has it doesn't mean you have to use it all out at the same time. But I think it's pretty cool. I'm interested to hear all those different sounds.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
That will be interesting for sure.
And if you don't want to buy the whole set, we can do it a la carte. Or
if you're crazy, you can buy the set and all of these.
Yeah.
and add on to it.
And take out a second mortgage.
Or if you're really insane like Ryan, his suggestion was sometimes this 20th Century Limited they would send out 5 trains in one day in one direction. So obviously you need 5
Yeah. Yeah.
20th Century
Just
Limited.
like how you got 5 Challengers.
I'm pretty sure it's 6, but
Who's counting?
not me because that's scary numbers. But I don't think they're offering any of the sound cars with out of the set, which is kind of
Oh.
you have the standard Station Sounds Diner, so that probably will save you some money if you
Right.
don't want all the sounds.
Yeah.
At the same time, you're looking forward to playing with all the new stuff. This set makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we get a Florida East Coast auto rack set. This is kind of neat. I'm not a modern guy, but it's still kind of neat.
Yeah, definitely a neat paint scheme on that engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a neat paint scheme on that ES44, and
Lots
go
of,
figure
big
more.
art too.
Big art.
Big art. And awake now.
Yeah, that's some interesting graffiti.
It is definitely. I'm sure they were having trouble coming up with appropriate
Yeah,
graffiti that they could put on there.
Awake now.
And
Have to put a parental advisory on your train set box.
Yeah.
well, and stuff like UP won't let them do any sort of graffiti on anything that says UP on it. Conrail, that trademark's probably owned by NS. Might be my guess.
I think so.
So, what's this? Yeah, so that's Conrail. I don't know if if all the rest of these are TTX. No, that's CSX.
Big art.
Big Art. I can't tell what that one is. That
Not sure what the last
I
one
don't know.
is.
If I would just read, maybe it tells me up here. I don't know.
Yeah, I
And
don't see
set
anything about
includes Legacy ES44, 3-scale, 89-foot auto racks, and a Vision scale auto rack.
this vision line.
So we hadn't gotten to the Vision Autorex yet, but that's going to be feels gimmicky at the same time. I think it'll be kind of cool.
Yeah. 1,400 for that set. That feels like actually a really reasonable price.
Doesn't sound terrible. Autoracks are huge. They're not
Yeah.
cheap.
Right.
And I don't care whose autorack you buy.
Yeah, especially with the Vision one included. Like that feels pretty sane. And actually, that's just $100, $200 more expensive than the New York Central conventional set.
Oh.
Okay, that just ruined everything.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, you know what I just realized? So there's a set, and then this is another ES44 separate sale.
$750. So I guess you're getting the 4 cars for $650. Yeah. So I guess we'll have to see on the next page how much they're charging for single cars, but that feels like it's probably pretty reasonable. So $350 for the Vision one. So that means you're then getting 3 normal auto racks for $300 total.
That doesn't sound terrible.
Yeah.
So I guess I could, go to the next page so everybody can see
Yeah.
that. So Vision Autoracks. Santa Fe, Chicago Northwestern, Conrail, UP, Southern Pacific, and Grand Trunk. So I guess we would talk about this. So their theory here, really it's another legacy equipped car with sounds. But they are the Vision feature in this is supposed to be a impact sensor, and if you bump the car a little too much, you make the car alarms go off. And they got a bunch of LEDs in there to simulate the cars and the vehicles inside the train car, because we can't say car.
Yeah.
Because that just sounds confusing.
Automobiles.
So 64 total LEDs. So I think that's actually kind of cool. And I had to sit here and think about that. I mean, the only way the cars are getting in there is if they get drove in. So
Yeah.
Right.
there's batteries in them. They're fully functional automobiles.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fully plausible that something like this happens.
Yeah.
I can't tell you I've ever seen it. I know there's some people saying, well, I've never seen that. That can't be real at all. Like, you just use some common sense here. It actually, I mean, it tracks.
Yeah.
Not saying it happens all the time. I'm not saying it's extremely common. But if it happens once, it could happen again, and it can make a fun car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I just there's 2 ways to look at it. You can be the pissed off person, or you can be the one that's like, okay, that's kind of cool. That took some thinking.
Yeah, I think out of like some of the different Vision line cars that they've made, this is probably one of the cooler ones, in my opinion. But what would really sell me is if sometime in the future they made it to where it actually has little RC cars that drive in.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Auto
That
rack.
would be
I
pretty
feel like,
cool.
20 years from now, they might have the technology to do that.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
I think one nice thing to just note is that all these cars are going to have an EOT on one end of the car, and the plan is to be able to just have a screw that you can take that out and you can open the end of the car door and unplug it. So there's no excessive disassembly, and it's very easy to remove, as easy as it's going to be, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And we're not saying you're just going to rip it off and be able to just plug it back on. You're going to have to put a little effort into it. You're going to have to be nice to it.
Yeah.
But I think that's some great functionality. So this can be mid-train, this can be end-of-train, and it's, especially if it's end-of-train, it's a dual-function car.
For sure.
Yeah.
$350, probably pre-order price, I'm guessing about $300.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, and it's a big car. They're not small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
That's
not small.
solid.
I think they are long. They are actually longer than the 21-inch passenger cars.
It does say 24 inches.
24.
So-
that is a number that's bigger than 21.
Whoa, we can do simple math. Would you look at that?
Right.
Well.
Now we're getting into some legacy steam locomotive.
Legacy steam.
We've got the S2 turbine.
Here's the turbines again.
Ugh,
So,
fantasy scheme.
Yeah, those are interesting. I don't hate the daylight.
Yeah.
one.
I can't believe how much I don't hate the daylight
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Like if they I don't know. I feel like if they changed around a couple more things to make it like more Southern Pacific-ish, I could buy it. Like if they gave it an oil tender instead of coal, and if they put like the little stars on the drive wheels, you know, like how Southern Pacific does, and then maybe move the headlight to the middle of the smoke box instead of up top, then maybe that would be even better. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Baldwin, you know, blank, and it's not really a fantasy. It's just it lasted a whole 24 hours in that paint scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really all it was. But I mean, I think it's kind of neat.
And then there's the C&O,
C&O.
yellow belly.
I can't tell you I hate it, but I mean I don't know how much sense it makes.
Yeah.
I know that style is pretty popular.
I mean, it looks pretty. It actually doesn't look bad, but I can't tell you that anybody that's an actual C&O person, or even somebody that likes the S2 turbine, would want to go at it.
Right. I know Eric Siegel said he's buying one of those, but yeah, to each their own.
Pensy one is it's interesting.
The Tuscan.
Yeah. I like
not
the.
bad.
the
I don't like.
Tuscan.
I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a departure of the typical DGLE.
Yeah. If you're doing something Penzi, of course you got to do it in Tuscan, even if it's messy.
Even if it's usually DGLE.
Yeah.
And I think Lionel's kind of toned back down. You know, got their Pensy DGLE green kind of toned back in again. I think it drifted a little too much there for a few years, and I think they've got that narrowed back down.
Yeah.
So I think that's also. I think a lot of Pensy guys are going to really like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got the kind of 5-stripe GG1 style scheme.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it.
That's nice.
Although one above it has darkened side rods. Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't notice that the first time.
Oh,
around.
that's the only one that has that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then there's the one without the smoke deflectors. Yeah. I think if I were to get one of these, I would probably go with the post-war one. I just like the way that looks. But yeah, you got a bunch of different options here. And again, it's 1,400, so probably one of the most reasonably priced
And it's
things.
not a small engine.
Yeah, no, it's...
072.
72 minimum, and 27 inches long. It's not a small engine.
And a quarter.
Yeah.
And a quarter.
Can't forget that.
Me.
Hey.
But so I think this might be the hidden gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
It really might be. As far as Steam goes, that might be the real hidden gem.
especially for Pennsylvania fans, which there are a lot of.
What? Pensy guys? No, that could be right. Be even weirder if they lived in the Midwest.
It would be.
Yeah.
And starting a layout.
Next page, we have the Heislers are back. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, cool, the Heislers are back.
Yeah.
Because I remember when the first time they brought them out with Legacy, I'm like, they're actually kind of cool.
And then we saw the numbers.
And they were like, $1,700 for a Heisler?
Which
Holy
is
crap.
about the same cost as the Vision Line Hudsons.
$100 less.
And or $80 less if we're talking about the Commodores.
Oh, excuse me, we're cutting hairs over here.
Yeah.
I mean, so the first thing I thought of when I was sitting here thinking on that is, now there had been manufacturers that even said that the cost for the tooling and the actual effort to make a model is about the same, whether it's a gigantic big boy, or Yellowstone or Allegheny or any of those big ones.
Right.
The cost is the same for any of those three, and the small and your little 040.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The only real cost difference you're talking about is the amount of material, and it's not that much. And we're talking about pot metal from China.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that justifies this. At the same time, I can kind of feel the Lionel end of it, but at the same time, I really want to know how we made the jump from under $1,000 to 1,700.
Yeah.
Because I know we went and looked. What were they before 700?
No, they were more. I think
Were they more than that?
last time they were 1,300.
Oh, sorry,
But
I'm sorry.
that's still what, a $1,400, or excuse me, a $400 increase. So
I don't know. $400 jumps it hurts.
Yeah,
It hurts in the soul.
it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But the Heisler jar is still really cool if anybody's looking at one and's got the money to blow on one.
Yeah.
I got nothing against you.
Definitely a
I
nice, unique engine.
Yeah, they are definitely unique. I picked up one of the last ones, and I will say they haven't added anything. We had whistle steam last time, so I mean,
I think they added Bluetooth since last time.
yeah, they might have added Bluetooth, but I mean they have a newer board, more compact board anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm-
Oh, and actually, something I just thought of is, do all these engines have 4-digit addressing now?
that is true. All these engines in this catalog are going to have 4-digit addressing, so you're not wrong there.
But I mean, that's
But that's only if you have the base 3,
yeah, and that's just typed in 2 numbers. Wow.
and
Yeah.
And I mean, and you only get the 4-digit addressing if you use the app. And let's be honest, any of us that would ever have a base 3, I mean, I did go buy one originally, just because I wanted to play with it and stuff. I use the Cab 2 with it all
Yeah.
the time. I ain't
Yeah.
using the app.
Right.
yeah.
I hoarded Cab 2s before they even became rare, and I have no plans of not using a Cab 2.
And now you look at eBay and you see the Cab 2s going for similar prices to this engine.
Yeah.
And I die inside slowly.
Yeah.
I will say I would spend that money on this engine before I go and waste that money on a Cab 2.
Right.
I will say that much. But we had a lot of different little roads here that they're offering, so that's always really cool. This U.S. Signal
Right.
Corps I think is kind of cool. Get the red roofs on these. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could find room in that. You know, I had the budget for that, but
Yeah.
I don't. So
I mean, you already got one. So
I do have one, and I'm not saying I run it a lot. I need to look. Does this one by chance say if it's got Katie mounts, or I'm the weirdo that's dabbling in Katie for some weird reason? It doesn't say, but I don't know. I feel like a logging set with all scale couplers would look
Yeah.
really cool.
But speaking of logging sets, you know it's not offered in this catalog.
A logging set.
Logging cars.
I mean, cars are there. They're just not normal logging cars.
Yeah.
So we harped on that for a little bit. We jump around to our A6,
4.2s.
our 442s, our Scouts, as they were.
Yeah. And these are originally a Southern Pacific engine, but they don't have any Southern Pacific examples here. But I think they cataloged these just like 2 or 3 years ago. So they're coming up pretty
It
frequently.
might. Yeah, I think it's been longer than that.
Because there was the one we were just looking at in 2018, but there's been another run.
Was
since
there
then.
another one since
Yeah.
then? Oh well,
So yeah, I don't know.
maybe I'm wrong.
We've got a few options. We got Ann Arbor, Santa Fe, which would appeal to me, but there's an older run of a Santa Fe 442, which is based off of the Pennsylvania style, the E6 Atlantic, which I'd rather have than this. So
I don't think it looks bad for a Santa Fe engine.
yeah,
though.
no, it looks decent.
It doesn't feel like a forced Santa Fe. It looks very plausible Santa Fe.
Sure. Yeah, if they moved the number boards, then it would be more
Yeah.
plausible. And also if they gave it an oil tender.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, other than that.
Chesapeake in Ohio, and so in order to do the Legacy Scout, they retooled the rear trailing truck.
Oh.
So they were able to do Chesapeake in Ohio with that exposed rear trailing truck. I think on this they said that would actually have been a fixed axle, but on theirs it'll swivel. But
Sure. Yeah.
these are you could do an 031 curve with these. I mean, why would you don't want to make anything more fixed. If you can get through an 031 curve and it basically run it on any layout, that is awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Chicago and Alton.
Yeah.
They're using
And
that.
that's if I were to get one of these, that would be the one I would get.
That's pretty cool.
For reasons that I won't disclose yet.
But the colors won't match, so
Yeah,
who
the
cares?
colors won't match
Yeah.
exactly.
As much as I love Lionel, some days,
CB&Q.
CB&Q,
That's nice.
that Erie. I honestly, I've been liking their Russian iron blue that they've been using. I don't. I think there was a lot of people that were questioning it originally, but I think it's been looking pretty nice.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to pick anything up that I want that has it on there, but I think it's been looking pretty cool.
We're getting into
Diesel.
Legacy Diesels. ES44s. Who saw that coming?
Ah.
we got the CSX Heritage, which has been a big controversy since they started this. And I think it's because at first they were doing the fades from the blue into
Right.
the rest of the paint scheme, and I think they've stopped doing that because it looked bad, and it looks better since then. But it's still an interesting way to do heritage units.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of half-baked.
Feels half baked, but you know they went through. They painted the whole thing. So,
Right,
I mean, it was completely intentional.
Yeah.
At the same time, I kind of get it though too. I mean, the thought of the front. I mean, that this is CSX, but it was also at one point.
I mean, it's unique for sure.
It is very unique,
Yeah.
and honestly, doesn't that make it a better heritage unit because it has controversy? Everybody's talking
Yeah,
about it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the Norfolk Southern ones are cool, but it's also just the paint schemes that used to be on the old engines. And
Yeah.
They didn't do anything different.
I mean, you know, the UP ones. I mean, they came up. I mean, they feel like so normal now, but I mean, that was
Right.
completely new paint
Right.
Yeah.
for all of those SD70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's BNSF.
They attempted, kinda, with stickers.
Yeah.
They did something.
So, anybody collecting those, there's a whole set of 5 of those. So, a good start for the CSX Heritage. Moving on, I think this is the final installment for their latest run of all the Norfolk Southern Heritage units.
And out of these, the orange and white one, the interstate one, that one was in Wichita not too long ago.
Was it really?
Oh, dang.
Yes, I think I said something about it in our group chat, but I was just driving home one night and looked out, you know, like when you're on 135 driving past the Union Pacific Yard with the grain elevator there, and I looked out and I saw a Norfolk Southern engine, just like a black one, and I was like, oh man, it would be cool if like the Veterans engine was there or something, so I have a model of the Veterans engine. And then I looked again and that Heritage unit was there. I was like, oh, cool.
Dang.
It's always cool.
That was a nice surprise.
So all of our, I guess another good note, all of the Heritage units are coming with either powered or fully non-powered. I mean, 100% non-powered. So, and I get why they're doing that because they'll do a non-powered with lights and smoke or something. Everybody goes, well, it's only $100 cheaper. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like half. I mean, there's still a board in there. I mean, you're not really, you know, all you're doing is taking the motors out. So, you know, if you want the lights, the smoke, and everything, you might as well buy the powered one.
Right.
But if you are actually trying to be economical in it and are willing to take a fully non-powered version, there's that too. And, you know, it could be a shelf piece. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a shelf piece, that's a great excuse to buy one of those also.
Sure. All right, then we got CPKC and
This is
CN.
our first Lionel scale CPKC. And these are both powered. We are not offering the non-powered version on these.
Yeah, so definitely a neat paint scheme. I think it
Yeah.
looks very tasteful.
Really?
Maybe a little bit too far on the CP side than the
Yeah.
KC side.
I agree.
I think all of CPKC is a little too far on the CP side, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But, you know, what do I know?
Yeah, and actually, if you look at it compared to the CN on the next page, it looks like they're almost like mirrored,
Right.
Because they're the same colors of like
Oh.
the
Yeah.
black
does.
and
Oh my
red,
gosh.
and they have the stripes which
I
are
never
going
noticed that.
opposite diagonal directions there. So that's kind of interesting.
That is interesting,
Yeah.
to say the least. Somebody had pointed out originally, you know, all CPKCs, whatever the original road is, they've been leaving that on the cab.
Oh,
So you know, these are both CPs. So they didn't do Lionel didn't do a KCS. I don't know. I don't even know if CPKC's painted up a KCS previous.
yeah, I don't know.
Personally, I liked Kansas City Southern's paint scheme.
Right, yeah, no, that's a classic paint
Yeah.
scheme.
I wish they kind of incorporated that a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of those weird mergers that we could say we lived through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were technically alive, I think, when BN and Santa Fe merged, but you know,
That was before my time at least.
was it?
Probably before.
Maybe it was. I
think
don't
it was
remember.
like 95.
Was it 95? Maybe I
95 or
maybe I lied.
96.
Maybe I lied. So it was very close, you know.
Yeah.
And it just feels weird. I'm like it just around here, Kansas. AT&SF hits very close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on,
Got the
Oh.
Trainmasters.
we had a hint at this earlier, but we got Trainmasters.
They're very cool engines.
Yeah.
So
I could use one of those.
I'm sure you're thinking of the Pennsylvania one, right?
Yeah. I just can't decide which one.
Yeah. And for me, it'd be either Milwaukee Road, of course, or the SP, because I really like the bloody nose scheme. I think that's a really
SP's
I
SP's
agree.
looking pretty cool. You know, SP likes all their lights,
nice.
Yeah.
all the lights that are offered, and Trainmasters are going 650.
That's pretty reasonable.
that's
I
pretty
feel
good.
like that's a pretty big engine.
That's pretty
Yeah.
reasonable for current scale diesels at this point. And there's a good mix of long hood and short hood forward setups per the road.
Yeah.
So-
cool engines.
They are cool. Minimum curve 054, 19 inches long. So yeah, they're not short little dudes. Can't say I have much more on those.
Might have to pick that up.
Yeah.
From looking at the catalog the other day when it came out, and now sitting here looking at it again.
You're really thinking about
I
it.
really am. I mean,
Ooh.
I've always liked it. It's a nice size
Yeah.
engine.
It was that or the Commodore.
Yeah.
And Chris is like, yeah, but I think that's unreasonable. It's like,
It's-
I think I can swing this.
I could swing this, you know.
650,
650s,
so-
what's pre-order 6?
And pre-order's probably at least 550.
550?
Well, and see, with either of those options, you could justify it to yourself by saying that this is like a gift for someone who's going to be showing up in a few months
Right.
this year, right?
Right.
So it's not for you.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Right. That
Yeah.
that I don't know how that tracks. But okay.
Yeah. But
Didn't realize we were using girl math over here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I bought this gift card with your money. It's free money.
When it's trains, it becomes boy math.
Yeah. Boy, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've done plenty of boy math in the past couple months.
I've never done that. I don't know what you're talking
Right.
Next up, GP35s. Always
Classic.
Classic workhorse. Good old Jeeps. Santa Fe, blue and yellow.
Can't go wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
The Great Northern
Great Northern.
blue. I've always liked that paint scheme.
It's not a bad paint scheme.
I've always loved it.
Look at six.
Oh,
we're,
yeah.
we're still 650 on GP35s though.
That's kind of
So
expensive, but it was the same price as the Trainmaster.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've done anything. What if they got kinematic pilots on GP35s? I don't think they do because the minimum curve's 031. So
yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, the Chessie is I agree, one of the best paint schemes.
Oh, yeah.
And one of my holy grail items is the Chessie Steam Special, and I've always wanted that. So Chessie is definitely a classic paint scheme.
Definitely.
Yeah.
On the other page, we got.
Housatonic.
Is that what we're going? I was about to say. I was going to say it, and I was like, I'll go butcher that.
I think it's Housatonic.
Close enough.
I don't know anything about that real.
I don't know. It's always cool when they throw something weird in. ICG, I think, is weird too. I've never heard of that. So it's cool paint. I like the red.
ICG is the Illinois Central Gulf.
Okay.
So
Oh.
it's just like, I think after they merged with someone, I don't know what merged. But yeah, I've never seen that paint scheme before.
I think it's a cool paint scheme.
Yeah,
I like it.
And then Wabash.
Wabash.
That's clean.
Classic.
They said Wabash that lasted like a whole week before they got absorbed into NS or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So
Actually, in Baldwin City, one of the engines that they got in the past few years, they have painted up in a scheme that looks like that.
Oh, really?
So, kind of neat.
it's pretty neat. Moving on. SD40T2-2
Tunnel motors.
tunnel motors.
We've got quite a few options here.
All these
Bessemer and Lake Erie, which I didn't know they had tunnels up there. That was like kind of flat territory, but who knows?
I think the SD40s have kinematic pilots. This doesn't say it, but I'm pretty sure they do.
Canadian National,
Yeah.
Rio Grande is always classic.
Rio Grande is a classic tunnel, along with SP.
And SP, yeah.
SP's like, I want all the lights. All the lights you can give
Yeah.
me.
But yeah, that Rio Grande scheme is sharp with
Yeah.
the stripes and the logo. And then we've got UP patch.
I like this one. They've even pre-weathered it some too.
Yeah, it's like it's beat up. So
Let's be honest,
that would be a cool one.
Any SP
Very
engine
beat
you
up.
see currently, that's literally what it looks like.
Right. Yeah.
And the only thing that if it doesn't look like that, it's only because somebody else has patched over the UP patch.
Yeah.
Like Waco.
Yeah.
There's that SP patch Waco engine running around on KNO around here. Every time I see it, go, oh look, the poor SP hasn't died yet.
And then we got two wheeling Lake Erie's. One of them is former Rio Grande, although I don't see anything that looks different from
Yeah.
Rio Grande.
So I believe the story behind that was Wheeling Lake Erie actually just in general painted theirs up to match Rio Grande, and the only markings that they used to differentiate is the numbering on the cab.
Huh.
Or the lettering, not necessarily the numbering, but the lettering.
And then Wheeling Lake Erie, which is obviously former Union Pacific. So
Doesn't look bad. A lot of options.
that's an
MSRP's at 700. They're a little pricey.
Mhm.
A little further. Oh well, that one was. This
Oh, so
the weather. So the weather one is 750.
Ah.
Which I guess makes sense. It's
More
labor
A
intensive.
little more. I mean that makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks.
But that would be the cool one to get.
That would be the cool one to get though. I kind of neat. I think that's neat. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Moving on, we got FAs.
A's. Nice.
Santa Fe FA AA set.
And it's neat paint scheme with the little red stripe.
That is kind of
You
neat.
see that too often.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
AA sets are $1,200. AA sets have been expensive of anything here recently,
Yeah.
so
And I think,
it just hurts in the soul.
right. And I think they're both powered.
Yeah.
They both have.
Yeah, Lionel runs the AA set, both powered, one with sound, and then you can have a super bass B, which is no power but all sound,
Yeah.
and they usually do a pretty darn good job on the sound on that. And then a powered B, and of course they all have smoke, so
Yeah.
you're not lacking in the smoke department. So you get, your A unit, your super bass, even that ABA is the pinnacle of O-scale railroading,
Right.
sound and smoke.
I bet. Yeah. And then B&O very blue.
B&O,
CP Rail very
CP
red.
Rail.
This is kind of like the diesel version of those Commodore Vanderbilts we saw.
Yeah, I can see that. Chicago Northwestern, I like their
And the Mars light.
Mars light, emergency light.
And hopefully they actually remember to plug the Mars light
Yeah.
to the right plug this time.
Well, they hadn't done the Hiawatha's in so long, they just forgot.
Well, and this is the first time they did it with Mars light.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. And then
Pensy?
always classic and looks cool with the antennas on top.
Your weird train phone, and Wabash. I don't know how you're supposed to say Wabash. I just
Wabash.
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 Wabash. English.
New set here with the Southern Pacific Freight. That's definitely a neat looking set.
Yeah.
Donner Pass set. It's a really neat set, and $1,100 MSRP.
Yeah, I'd say that's reasonable.
Freight Sounds PS1, modern 50-footer, 40-foot tank car, 4-bay hopper, and a bay window caboose.
Yeah.
So you get
Nice set.
neat little sound car, nothing fancy, and that's a neat. That's a solid. Would you call that an '80s set?
Yeah.
An '80s
Yeah,
styled
so.
set.
Oh, and if you look closely at the engine, it's not Southern Pacific. It's Sonner Pifkaki.
So the story behind that is that it was in the shop and SB was just in a hurry and they didn't get the panels back on in the right order.
Oh no.
So that's how that happened.
Huh.
That's hilarious.
That's interesting.
Although obviously it was not an OCD person because anybody OCD that would have done that would have been, no, I'm taking it back off,
Yeah.
and that would have been me. Like, how dare you? I think it's a neat set. I think that's also a really cool. I mean, it's an affordable set. I mean, it's
It would only cost almost 2 months rent as opposed to 6 months rent for the Vision Line passenger set.
you and your rent analogies over here. This is all theoretical.
Right. And then we've got normal auto racks.
Normal auto racks are running 160 by themselves.
So yeah, so that Florida East Coast set was really a pretty good deal because that was giving you 3 auto racks for 300. So that's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
sizable discount as
Yeah.
if you were buying them separate. So
If you're looking for an auto rack set, that at Florida East Coast, I think, will be pretty cool. And it's a neat locomotive paint scheme.
yeah,
Kansas City Southern, L&N, Louisville, and Nashville. Do they actually have auto racks?
probably.
Milwaukee Road,
Milwaukee,
Norfolk Southern.
Norfolk and Western. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't realize auto racks were that old.
They feel new,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they might be. It's pretty. I know a lot of. I've never seen. I know a lot of people have said that the Atlas auto racks are really nice.
Right.
They also are really heavy. So
Yeah.
the Lionel ones are basically weightless in comparison. Gondolas.
Yeah, so we got a few nice road names. We got C&J, Green Bay and Western, Lehigh Valley, Wabash, and we got
Wabash.
the Atomic Energy nuclear ones with glow-in-the-dark canisters. So that,
Great add-on to that set that they did last year, which I think is a great callback.
yeah.
I hope they did great with that set because it was a really cool set. I didn't pick it up, but I think it's an awesome set.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe that's one of those things I'll have to go back and collect it and be pissed off at myself about. But that's the fun part about it.
We got some freight sounds, boxcars, got Chicago and Illinois Midland, Rio Grande and Maine Central, so some neat paint schemes there. I assume that's your standard freight sounds that we've had
Yeah,
for a while.
I'm pretty sure it's your standard freight sounds. So they're nothing crazy, but they are $220 up top.
Dang.
So they're up there for that extra little bit of sound, but
Speaking
You
of
know-
expensive sound cars,
Yeah.
But I need one. I need one though.
500. Man,
Sleeper
that's
sound.
Pullmans. Do we get sleeper sounds? I'm really interested to see what all we got going on here.
yeah, that will be cool to see. It says custom recordings featuring multiple characters.
It is gonna be cool. See now this says kinematic couplers.
Oh yeah.
So
Although this does look like it's newly tooled though.
that might be part of the reason why it's also $500.
Sure. Yeah. And so but it is nice they've kind of made the cars to just be Pullman, so you can kind of use them with
Anywhere.
a multitude of railings.
You got
yeah.
Pullman green and Pullman two-tone green, or two-tone gray. Two-tone green.
Right.
I'm special. I'm a special kind of special. Minuteman. I think they kind of did. They said they did this. It would be prototypical to get worked into 20th Century Limited.
Oh, cool. That would certainly be neat.
Be a different color for that train.
Oh, it's for war bonds.
Yeah.
For your World
Buy
War
your
II
war
era.
bonds here.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool. I think I'm gonna pick up the two-tone gray because I don't have enough two-tone gray heavyweights. Those have only exploded this past year for me. Went from none to like 10
Yeah.
or 12. I don't know, something stupid like that. I'm
You
special.
need to have at least 2 for every challenger.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the problem. The only two-tone gray UP engine I have is a Pacific, and the Pacific struggles currently.
Well, I think you need to get a 2-tone gray challenger. Then.
Yeah.
I really thought about it.
Or an FEF.
I was really eyeballing a third rail one that I wanted to upgrade, and then it sold, and I was sad.
I'm sure your chance will come again.
Yeah.
But there are two-tone gray FEFs out there, and those are tempting. They're also $1,600. So
Hey, I mean, we're not talking numbers here.
yeah,
We're
that's right. We're talking months worth of rent.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking that, and we're talking boy math.
So what you're saying? If I change jobs, get $5 more an hour, then it's a free engine.
There
Yeah.
you go. Exactly. that's the way we think.
It is free.
It means it's free.
Mm-hmm.
Bay Window Caboose. Jesse, Susquehanna, Southern Pacific. That's kind of cool. Railroad Police.
Oh,
I don't think I caught that one the last go around when I was perusing this. That's kind of neat.
cool if they put a little police light on top, you know, with the.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Of your police train.
Hey, that's actually kind of neat. And the Lionel Bay Window is actually a really nice caboose. They have a little switch so you can determine which side you want the flashing light to be on, so it's not flashing at both ends.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's a really thought out car.
We got some
Disconnects.
USA disconnects.
The logging cars that are not logging.
See how 2 outhouses on one of them,
Huh.
so you can go take a patriotic pee.
Well, notice how close it is to the Liberty Ale.
All right, it's perfect. Oh, and then we've got a rocket one, which would really be interesting is if they put like a real firework on there and it could be self-propelled.
That's, I mean, probably gonna get made in China, so it's very possible that happens. But let's hope not.
Maybe they can send it over on their weather balloon.
You have to get the weather balloon defense pack to shoot it down. They did say the artwork is a little misleading on this. More than likely, the trucks will sit a little further out, of course, so you get coupled. I mean, that's gonna be all thought through and everything. They were talking about trying to get some actual fuse material instead of a stick that sticks straight out.
Yeah, it looks like a bomb pop.
So, I think it'd be kind of neat. Be even neater, you throw smoke in it.
Yeah.
Get ready to.
Yeah.
ACF 50-foot boxcars.
Some graffiti on there, some more big art.
Train.
It actually says train.
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 Very,
As it does.
very astute. It says a train.
Now, if you weren't really looking for it, though, would you see that?
Train?
Train?
I think I would see that it's a train.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me.
Train.
It's a one car, though. It's not a train.
Well,
Yeah, it has to
but
be
you
a-
would assume it would be part of
It has to be one car and a locomotive to be considered a train.
Sure.
We're getting. I'm getting.
But they've got plenty of locomotives for sale. So, and then we got some non-graffiti schemes. And we got Old Norfolk Southern.
It's kind of neat.
Cool.
$100 car. Or well, no, that was the weather
90.
or the graffiti. They're 90 for the regulars.
Not bad,
Not bad.
Yeah.
Which is old Weaver tooling.
probably.
4-bay hoppers.
Hoppers.
More old Weaver tooling. I'm pretty sure.
Got some nice patriotic schemes on the left page there for a couple different railroads.
Chicago Northwestern and Beesmer and Lake Erie.
It's Bessemer.
Bessemer. I can read. Don't judge. They got their coal load. I'll pick one of those coal loads up, see how well they log, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chris kind of got the coal load thing figured out.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
takes a little effort. Takes a little effort. But other than that,
Little
it's
bit.
pretty well figured out. So, that's always neat.
We got some tank cars.
40-foot tankers.
They're tanks and they're cars.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably part of a train.
Not by themselves, though.
Well, I don't see train.
Well, I see train, but I don't see train.
Yeah.
Gotta make that important
Oh,
distinction.
my.
Good point.
My brain hurts.
I don't see big art on these. Little disappointed.
Small art.
Small art.
Small art. I would actually. That would crack me up if we had small art.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah,
Missed
come on.
opportunity at this point.
Who's even running your graffiti department?
Non-graffiti artist. I mean, they obviously do nice and graffiti-inspired stuff, but I'm just assuming they're not people that are going out there and graffitiing.
You need to
actual-
go get the real world experience. Yeah.
And the prison that goes with it. Great.
And we've got some 40-foot double door box cars. They're $85.
Mhm.
So, yeah, some neat cars.
Super Chief.
Classic road names.
Atlantic Coastline, Santa Fe, Great Northern, Grand Trek and Western, Illinois Central, and UP.
So we've got a lot of different options for you.
Yeah.
Almost great.
bars.
I
Got
think
traditional.
that basically covers our scale side of the catalog.
Yeah.
So that's always great. We'll I guess we'll just keep swinging on into traditional.
Yeah, maybe we should rapid fire some of these. It's getting a little late. But
Getting a little late, so yeah.
Speed run.
Speed run. Traditional. What we got?
Pacifics.
Pacifics 2.0.
Classic tooling. Got some definitely neat paint schemes there. The WP is cool.
WP, that is definitely really cool.
So Texas and Pacific
CMP
is
looks
great.
looks pretty cool.
Crusader.
Yeah, the red and Crusader,
Interesting.
and then the green B&O. So a lot of neat options there.
Yeah.
Crusader's cool, but very far from the streamlined
Right.
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
prototype.
But $700 maybe a little steep. for
Yeah. I feel
that, and it's not Legacy. It's Lion Chief Plus.
Yeah.
But probably a solid little engine. With some
It's
neat
probably
features.
solid. Line G Plus 2.0 is also incorporates TMCC now, so it's. I feel like it helps, but I don't know if it helps that much.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's next. We got some F units, which are classic for, classic Lionel model for your
Definitely,
550.
definitely.
I was surprised to not see like scale F units in this catalog for their anniversary stuff.
I mean, we did.
I guess these are scale, but they're just not as detailed as
Right.
post-war style.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this would be a very retro type look, feel, or modern feel on the post-war,
Right.
F3s.
So
But you're looking at $900 for an AA setup.
That's
Line
wild.
G
that's-
Plus 2.0 F3s.
That's steep.
Might as well just buy a full Legacy and
Yeah.
I know.
you're
It's-
spending that much.
Or like you could go back and find a used ABA set
Yeah.
for like half that.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I was just curious. The B units are command equipped, fan driven smoke, dual motored. So they're dual motored and sound.
Yeah, they're $500.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's why I had to look. Okay,
Man.
they're $500. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's I think that's good. Are they both A's powered?
One power day.
One powered, one non-powered with smoking lights.
That's steep for only one powered.
Mm.
Yeah.
It feels
I don't know.
hurts. Ooh, hey, look, that moves.
Got some nice paint schemes though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida East Coast, Reading,
Reading and SP.
SP.
Can't go wrong
That
with any of those.
Mm-hmm.
the daylight always looks great. I always love that war bonnet.
Yeah. And then
Moving
we got-
on.
Now these were cool to see back. Because Lionel hasn't done these 15-inch aluminum cars in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw the price.
Yeah.
A 4-pack is just $1,100.
Just 11.
Yeah.
So that's 2 months and a couple days worth of rent.
Well, we're going back to that. That statistic. I
No,
see.
actually, no, I lied. That's a little less than 2 months rent. But yeah, I mean these are nice cars. And we've got a few different road names. We got Santa Fe, FEC, SP, Lionel lines, and Reading to go with all the different F units. And I guess you could run the Reading with the Crusader engine.
Yeah.
And interesting, notice how the Reading has 2 observation cars.
Actually, I think it's supposed to be the
Yeah.
Crusader.
Because I think that is prototypical for the Crusader. It had an
Just like the
observation
Crusader's
engine.
brand, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I was also surprised that we are offering the Station 7 Steiners off with them too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yes, these are
they're only $400, but
just like the normal larger aluminum cars, but just a little shorter.
Mhm.
We'll still have all those features.
little. So we feel like it's a lot, but at the same time, for anybody that can't ever buy any of the big stuff because it won't fit on their layout, this might make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and there's
And
still
don't get me wrong, I'm not
decent
saying
size.
I'm not saying it probably won't hurt, but
Yeah.
Right.
price wise, it always leaves you feeling a little hurt there. But
Yeah.
what doesn't anymore at this point?
Right.
And just
Well, this doesn't.
this doesn't. I think everybody made a big joke about this, but I think it was cool, and we're so used to something we're the train people,
Yeah.
so we're not looking for this, but at the same time, this needs to be cataloged, and this needs to be out to get people in. So I think this is going to be cool. It's battery powered sets that run on O gauge track.
Yeah, and I
2
like
or 3 route.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
I mean, because it doesn't matter because
Yeah.
they're battery
Yeah.
powered.
yeah, it's a good idea to
Bluetooth.
get kids into the hobby.
Mhm.
You can go pick up one of these sets for pretty cheap, and then you can come take and run it on an actual O gauge layout and get them interested in the real O gauge trains.
Right. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see how their water vapor smoke goes.
Yeah.
And I'm almost kind of curious if that's going to be the new, where we're going with smoke features.
Who knows?
I mean, it's hard to say. I'm sure it'll take forever to, convince everybody to go away from oil-based fluid. But,
Right.
We'll have to see what that looks like. I think I seem to remember K-Line doing something similar to this in years past, where they had like a battery operated engine that you could run on O gauge track. I could be misremembering, but yeah, probably a good idea.
The
So-
Thomas. Oh, we're past it.
Sorry,
yeah,
nope,
but we
nope,
got
I
the-
covered.
Thomas is scary.
The new Thomas. Yeah.
I'm-
is-
Nothing against Lionel here, but I'm not a fan of the new Thomas.
Yeah.
Definitely not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
Off the rails, you might say.
I'm going to live in my VHS tapes.
Yeah, exactly. And then we've got some more normal. We've got a Pennsylvania set and a
What would a Lionel Catalog be without more warp on it?
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Polar.
Polar.
That'd be stupid not to do Polar.
And the
Polar
Harry Potter
Hogwarts Express, of
Yeah.
course.
Yep.
Those are probably going to sell like hotcakes. We've got some normal O starter sets now.
Yeah.
Navy
Navy's
set, that's
cool.
cool.
That is cool.
Not the Navy.
$400 for a starter set. So now we're getting back into normal price range here.
Yeah, this is right. And that seems like a pretty full featured set with the submarine,
Yeah.
the train car. So that'll be neat.
Neat.
Yeah.
You got an add-on car, and
And there's a Navy command control gantry crane.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
that's neat. It's definitely neat. Probably not for the people that want like a starter set, but it's still
Yeah.
still a very neat gantry crane.
And we've got the
Keystone.
Pennsylvania Keystone Classic.
It is a classic set.
Little 080 engine and a couple freight cars and a caboose. You can't go wrong getting started with one of those.
Yeah.
Got some
More.
TOFC cars.
Yeah.
And some track cleaning cars.
We haven't seen these in a hot minute.
Yeah.
We haven't seen these in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Hotbox Reefer. No pun
Yeah.
intended there.
It's like probably looks like they're conventional.
Well, so I was kind of curious what they were, and I don't know what the last run was, but these are 100% non-powered. They are actually geared.
Huh.
So I don't know if the other ones were powered in any way, shape, or form, but these are intended to be pulled.
Interesting. Because in the past these have been powered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are designed to be pulled,
Huh.
and it's supposed to be geared, and the wheels are supposed to be geared to the pads.
Interesting.
So
Huh.
I'll be interested to see how these things play out. I mean, everybody's got their different take on track cleaning cars. I think what it comes down to is getting some weight on and some oomph in there,
Right.
which I can't guarantee you these are going to have, but at the same time, I don't know, it'd be kind of interesting. I think, what I'd like to see is them to try to do a retro version of the original, what is it, the number 51? I don't know if that's the right number for the post for. I don't know, the game car, the actual track cleaning
That
car.
would be cool.
I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, have a new modern take on that.
Yeah. Then we've got some separate sale 080s. Got a few neat paint schemes here with Southern, Northern Pacific, UP, and B&O. So
$230 for straight line Chief, nothing
reasonable
fancy.
price.
I mean, it's
not bad.
it's not
Yeah.
bad.
And if you're just
Wanting to
coming
expand.
from your starter set and want to get another engine, there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then same thing with some RS3 diesels here.
Mhm.
Got some nice paint schemes to work with. Got Conrail, New Haven, SP, and Western Maryland. So some nice variety. And yeah, it would be a nice expansion to your starter set.
Exactly.
And
Star Wars.
time.
It's a big thing. They announced that at Comic-Con. So we got we had a dark side and a light side starter set.
That's cool.
So that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
That was, they took some thinking here.
Yeah. So I'd have to go dark side, of course. The Empire is just clean.
It is. It is. Looks like we got some Aquarian cars, some liquid-filled tankers between the two sets.
You know what would be really cool is if, for the headlights on the engines, if they had them light up like the different lightsaber colors.
Mm.
I'm surprised they didn't do that. It seems like an easy win.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, pretty neat. I know a lot of people felt like there was a lot of boxcars.
Mm-hmm.
$110 for, again, 64 style boxcars, but
Probably for the licensing.
licensing
Yeah.
and all the graphic work. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that's not a little bit of graphic work
Yeah,
there.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It really is. So there's a lot of neat boxcars. And let's be honest, if you're trying to take scenes from a movie and put it on a train, what else are you doing in a boxcar, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I hate to say
Big
it.
flat surface.
Yeah.
Big flat surface. I mean, it was the easy button, and I mean, if they come up with something else to add on to this, it's going to be cool. But at the same time, you're not going to get a boxcar.
Right. And some more boxcars.
More boxcars.
These are kind of fancy.
It says these are illuminated.
Yeah.
So the lightsabers.
No, the lightsabers are illuminated. So that's cool.
Yeah.
How much are they? 150. Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like they have ones for different lightsaber duels.
That's cool.
So, man, of course, if I were to get one of these, I'd have to go for the Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. That's probably, in my opinion, the best lightsaber duel. That one, or the Obi-Wan versus Anakin from Episode 3.
Mm.
I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts about the different lightsaber duels?
Can't say I have much. I've never been real big Star Wars. I only past 4 or 5 years ended up being real big into Trek. So
Yeah, I'm also more into Star Trek. So because they did come out with the Star Trek set a few years ago.
Right.
no, and I
thought about it.
I think they stopped doing the Star Trek stuff about the same time I was just getting into it real heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I have is the cute little command and control Star Trek speeder, and I love that thing. I wish I had more kind of fun little scale Star Trek stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, some cool stuff here.
I think and so now we got some other stuff for
They really went
Star
all
Wars.
out.
They went all out.
And then we have the chasing gondolas where
Yeah.
you have R2 and C-3PO getting chased by a Jawa, and then some stormtroopers running around. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
I think that is cool. I mean, that was some changing some stuff up.
Then we got some Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Yep. I think they said the Superman boxcar, there was something incorrect on the printed catalog, so you have to. I don't know if they've already changed it on the digital, but I know they said they were going to have to change it on the digital.
Yeah. And it's neat how they have, like, these look like they're just right out of a
Yeah.
comic.
They really are. They really do feel that way.
That'll pop. That'll be really cool.
$100.
It's not terrible.
Without
Yeah.
Really
the
cool,
same that
though.
they've had.
Yeah.
So yeah, very neat graphics. And
More DC.
And then
That's
we've
cool.
got Thomas Kincaid even did
Man.
some.
See, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that Thomas Kincaid had done it. I mean, I always see the Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Not saying I go look at any of his stuff anyway, other than what Lionel does. So,
Right.
but it's really cool. It is cool.
Very neat.
Oh, the Batman is the TV is illuminated.
Oh,
that's
cool.
neat.
Yeah, it's like it's the classic
Yeah.
1960s Batman TV show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool. And then there's a Kryptonite tank. That's cool.
That's
Lex
cool.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor. That is cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll be neat.
That's gonna be neat.
And we got Tom and Jerry.
Nothing wrong with Tom and Jerry. I love that.
Another like illuminated TV.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna be curious how that turns out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
illuminated cartoon book. I wonder if it's got any reels that runs through there, or if it's just static. I'd be interested to see what that kind of turns out like.
Then we've got Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes. They've been doing a lot of Acme stuff, and I think it's really fun and cool.
And still no Big Chungus, unfortunately. That's if they ever make a Big Chungus car, they can just open up my bank account. I'm ready.
Acme tunnel paint. That's hilarious.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Moving forward.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
It's got a new product number. I think. Oh, great! That's gonna be in our heads now for the next week.
Gonna have to watch that after this.
Now, when you were clicking your thing over there, I was about to be like, "What's that strange ticking noise?"
Oh my! Oh, that's one way to derail this whole live
Yeah.
stream.
Derail.
Man, these Harry Potter ones are.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
yeah.
are neat. They have scenes straight out of the movie, kinda
Yeah.
like Star Wars did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, look! I didn't realize that Thomas Kincaid.
Oh, and Thomas Kincaid
Yeah.
did Harry Potter too.
That's
Well, I feel like Harry Potter is more Christmas adjacent.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
So yeah,
That's cool.
very
That's
neat.
cool.
For
Definitely very cool.
Harry Potter fans will probably be happy with those offerings.
Yeah.
Yeah. More Harry Potter.
Oh,
Butterbeer.
Butterbeer, and
And
then
the
they
scent?
butterbeer
Oh, that would
scented
be
smoke
cool.
fluid. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I would consider picking that up.
Yeah. I'd be curious how that smells.
Yeah, probably smells pretty good.
Probably tastes pretty bad.
Do not try this at home, kids.
Now we have to get the smoke fluid and make a taste test video.
Yeah.
What would we compare that against? Megastine?
Yeah.
Very Carey?
We got
Oh,
a tank car and a tank to go on the ground.
Kind of like the butterbeer,
Yeah.
the fluid-filled tank car. I think
it's
that was all.
fluid-filled.
Yeah.
That's neat. Yeah.
And a butterbeer tank.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Disney?
Thomas Kincaid for Disney stuff.
Did a lot of Thomas Kincaid this go around.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's more than usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on the next page, we got Lilo and Stitch and The Nightmare Before Christmas. So, yeah.
Classic Stitch, not like some weird live action.
Yeah.
Creepy looking Stitch. Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. That's cool. Very cool.
And
Angela?
Angela Thomas.
Yeah.
There's one with the red Commodore
Yeah.
Vanderbilt.
See that? I mean, that feels like a classic Lionel Christmas,
Yeah.
pre-war Lionel Christmas train right there. It really does.
I really like the one with the magazine.
Yeah, those are cool too. And that's really her niche is all the catalog style art
Right.
from
Yeah.
the 50s, and she does it so well though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice. And then we got Bob Ross here on the next page.
They've been kind of going all around. We've got Happy Little Tree Farm.
Yeah. See, and like with the thing where they messed up Mars Light on my Hiawatha or other QA things, they can just say it's a happy little accident.
Right.
Oh, so that's why they got Bob Ross. That makes so much sense now.
But that covered bridge is really
That
cool.
looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see some of that getting incorporated in some layouts.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Mr. Rogers, man, they got to make the trolley.
Yeah.
Still no trolley.
And there's
Mr. McFeely's delivery service. That's kind of
nice.
cool.
That is cool.
That's kind of cool.
Wow.
That's classic.
Definitely.
And then we got
Oh,
Creepy
Terry
Thomas.
which in the catalog for the second time for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I think it's in its second time to try to add on to the fact that their coupler height and everything is actually it matches up to O gauge. So you can you can have your battery O and then also throw in standard O gauge cars. But 80th anniversary of Thomas and Friends.
Yeah, those cars look pretty neat.
Yeah.
Those are kind of neat.
That'd be something pretty special to have.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure for us and probably for a bunch of other viewers, Thomas was a big part of our childhood.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be a neat little piece to have.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then after you have your Thomas, you need your Barbie.
Yeah. Man, we got Barbie. Where's Oppenheimer?
that would be a better spread for this thing.
Lionel
This
Smith.
Barbie and then an Oppenheimer. That would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah, if they made they've been doing the AEC nuclear sets, so they should have made an Oppenheimer themed one.
That would be
Have
hilarious.
a Barbenheimer page.
That would
That
be
would be-
hilarious.
Man, Lionel, you guys should hire me. I got the ideas to make you the big bucks.
Mattel turning 80.
So we've got Uno.
No, that's interesting.
Man, what would be really cool is if you guys remember the one Uno where it's you put all the cards into the machine and then
Oh,
it
yeah.
shoots
Uno
them all
attack.
out.
I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's why I remember it. Yeah, they made a card that would shoot off
Yeah.
all the
Oh,
Uno
that would be
cards.
hilarious.
That would be fun.
That would be awesome.
Kind of like the exploding boxcar, but it's
But it
Oh,
shoot-
that would be
yeah,
awesome.
that would be awesome. Oh, and then they've got Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
that was
That
cool.
was, I thought that was cool too.
Yeah. Oh, and do they actually fight each other?
I don't think so. I think it's
Because
just
they
a
face each other.
Yeah.
They just they face
Yeah,
each
if
other.
they could make it where they fight each other, that
That
would
would
be
be
sick.
Yeah.
hilarious.
But it's still cool.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
very cool. And I mean, it's not even a toy that I ever had, but you know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock'em Sock'em is iconic.
It's
Yeah.
iconic.
Everyone
It
knows
is. I mean, I don't. If somebody doesn't know what that is, that scares me.
Yeah.
It scares
Right.
me. Okay. Peanuts.
Peanuts.
They've always done a lot of stuff with peanuts. It's always cool. Anybody looking for a peanut Halloween set? We have one here at the
Same thing
club.
with
We've been
the-
trying to sell. Just
Yeah.
fun little.
The lighted TV again. So that's in effect they're getting their money's worth out of it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they need to do. They do put so much effort into some of this stuff, and
Right.
they need to be able to use it
Yeah.
more over and over.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious though to see how this turns out, if they have any moving picture or anything like that in those.
Yeah. So we've got the aquarium car and then
I like the trolley.
trolleys, which interesting they have a Peanuts trolley, but they don't do the Mr. Rogers one.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're holding out until they can do it
Like properly.
properly,
That would be cool.
which that was a huge trolley. though, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a huge trolley.
It's probably like G scale.
Probably.
Right.
So I'll be curious to see what that looks like at
Yeah.
O.
And then we got some
Maxi
car
Stacks.
cars,
Cars.
Ford and Chevy. And we got some tanks to go along with
They've been
them.
doing Ford and Chevy stuff for a while now, so that's always cool.
Yeah.
Additional stuff.
And then John Deere.
John Deere. I picked up some of the scale John Deere stuff from last year, and all that showed up, and I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I should get some more John Deere cars eventually to go with my little John Deere
Yeah.
set. That'd be
So
neat.
these will probably mix in real well. And I didn't even catch it originally the first go around, but I caught it another go around. Was the little John Deere TMCC
Oh,
truck?
yeah,
Like,
that's
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's very neat. And we've got
Wings of
Wings
Angels.
of Angels.
Continuing on with that series.
Oh, it's the nose art.
Yeah, the nose art, the
Ones.
pinup girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Is I think I mean I have that's not a series I've collected, but I think they're really cool. They've done a good job on those. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anheuser-Busch, they've been
More beer.
that's another license that they've been working with for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. They're again getting their money out of that. I'm sure that's the same lighting effect that they've been using for the TV.
Yeah.
Now used for that sign.
Right.
So that's awesome.
So we got Anheuser-Busch and we've got Bud.
Budweiser TMCC truck. That'd be kind of cool.
You know what would be cool to go with this is, you know, they did the horse cars for Vision Line.
Yeah.
They did one of those for Budweiser for the Clydesdales.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. Beer garden.
Some beer o'clock, yes, sir.
Railroad history. They've been doing this for a few years, so it's 50th anniversary of the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania,
Cool.
which is a pretty neat place. I've been there once.
We got the Orange Blossom Special.
It's kind of interesting.
Cool if they made the actual train.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, that would take effort.
And then there's the 200 years of railroading in Britain.
It's always cool. I think I think it's fun that the Lionel does this, and it actually might even, you know, shed some light on some, you know, even stuff that most people may not even know about that it's an anniversary of. So I find that pretty cool.
We got American history.
American history, yeah.
Not the Navy again.
Navy 250.
And Paul Revere's Midnight Ride, 250 years ago. And which I guess makes sense because we have the 250th birthday of America coming up here next year.
Sneaking up on us. Too bad we don't see a GS4 and Freedom Train paint or
Yeah,
anything like that,
or-
right?
The T1 and Freedom Train paint because that's happening in real life again. So
Battle of Lexington, Concord,
And Bunker Hill,
Bunker Hill. Yeah, that's
Revolutionary War stuff.
it's all real history. Everybody needs to know what
And then you can personalize. Chris, you could get a Ford boxcar, get a picture of your Mustang. on
Yeah,
it.
That'd be kind of cool.
that is cool.
You get Corvette,
Yeah.
Corvette on the Chevy one.
Yeah, we could get a picture of the Corvette that your dad had. I don't know if he still has it. That I hit with a bat when I was 3 years old.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's gone.
Oh man, that's a core memory.
Yeah, it is 100% a core memory.
Oh. And that scares me just thinking about that. That's
Oh,
not.
you should have been there. It was great.
It was a 70s Corvette, I think it was.
It was.
The Stingray.
Was it the silver one or the red one?
Silver. It was
That's-
the
I thought it was
silver,
the
like
silver one.
brown silver, whatever
Yeah,
you want to
That's
call
what I
it.
thought. Yeah. Yeah, that's some history. Man, that's more than 20 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
wild.
crazy to think about.
That's scary. I love the graduation boxcar. You did it.
Yeah.
At this point, they need an office themed boxcar that just says "It is your birthday." Period.
Yeah, that'd be good. And I got Area 51. Well, that's cool with the
Interesting.
alien.
It's a
Take
huge-
me to your leader.
That's a huge freaking alien.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm taking him anywhere. He's strapped down to that boxcar or that flat car, and he's staying there.
Yeah.
Area 51
Anyway.
cleaning car.
So the glow-in-the-dark load on the TMCC truck.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with going in the dark stuff.
Yeah.
And trolley with all the aliens on board.
Hey, we could make stuff like this. I've got glow-in-the-dark filament
Yeah.
for my 3D printer.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
You got the radioactive China stuff?
Yeah.
I know this is the Lionel catalog review, but keep an eye out for the Meister Made 3D catalog.
Yeah, yeah. Coming soon.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Products in development.
And then next we got some Halloween stuff. Lionel really needs to capitalize on every holiday because
Yeah.
we've got Halloween and Christmas, but we should, capitalize on like tax day. That would be a good one.
Oh, it's okay. They've done that. There's an addition to the catalog. If you guys didn't see that coming out today.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
There is an addition to the catalog. They announced today.
What was it?
It's naturally a controversial,
Oh,
Trump
I thought,
PS44.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I mean, everybody is almost always doing a custom run, it seems like.
Yeah.
But there is an official Lionel released
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trump ES44 to add into the catalog,
Yeah.
45, 47.
Which, I mean, MTH did that in the past. They did
Yeah.
Trump and Biden ones. So,
Yeah.
So it seems like everybody's, they're selling, which is great.
yeah.
I mean,
And if you want
Yeah,
one, then
so
you
why
can
not
buy it.
do it?
Yeah. May as well.
These are cute little dump car things.
Yeah.
oh yeah, they are.
And you could probably fill them up with some candy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're pretty cool disconnect sets.
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt is a Halloween
Yeah.
engine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Glow in the dark.
Neat.
I don't know if I've seen anybody like a real good review of the glow in the dark triplex yet.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how all this played out.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's interesting with this one. It looks like it completely changes colors.
Oh,
yeah.
with the glow in the dark. So
and I can't tell you I've looked real hard for the triplex information though either. So I'm sure it's out there if I went looking for it real hard.
we got more
Oh,
Disney,
Halloween stuff and
I like
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
Star Wars, Lilo Stitch.
That's cool.
Have a ghoul-actic Halloween. We got some more Halloween
Halloween
themed
inspired
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
These are maybe a little bit more subdued.
Yeah,
more
those are
fall
clean.
themed. Yeah, those are nice. I
Clean.
like that.
Yeah.
Then we got a
Wow.
trailer home, all decked out for Halloween.
Yeah.
And Jack's
Lights on it.
pumpkin patch truck. That's cool. Looks like it has a pumpkin load
Yeah.
in the back. And Frankie's Ghastly Grubs.
It's interesting.
And then a station platform.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
cool stuff.
I've always wanted to just like make a Halloween layout.
That would be cool.
That would
and
be
like
cool.
have all these buildings.
Yeah.
You know.
Or maybe you could even make like a little Halloween section.
Yeah.
Of your layout.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Everybody's favorite holiday
Yeah.
for trains.
Which we're about a month late on.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Polar Express Commodore Vanderbilt.
We can't figure out why that looks so good, but that
Yeah,
does
it
look
just works.
really good. It just works.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, either of you guys could get it to go with your Polars.
Well, first I have to have my Polar, a month late.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming. It's coming.
It's working
It's on the
it.
way.
Yeah.
It's on the way. I'll have it for this year.
And we got gondola and a truck.
They got they always do a scale Polar car every year, so that's their scale Polar car this year.
Yeah.
And Polar Express truck, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
A lot of trucks.
Ooh.
North Pole Central.
Wow.
So yeah, that Heisler set is cool.
That
Yeah.
Heisler set is cool. It is also $2,000.
Holy
Oh,
cow.
yeah.
Still cool.
So that's almost 4 months rent.
Here we go with the rent.
Calculations.
Yeah, here we go
So
again.
the North Pole Central Vanderbilt.
That's also very nice.
Is-
Very green and very
yeah.
red.
I
That
like
is,
Ooh, you know what I think would be a neat paint scheme for that? Is what if they did it up like a candy cane where it's like
oh
red,
my,
white,
that would be,
right.
Yeah.
that was a missed opportunity is what that is.
Man.
More disconnect cars.
We got Star Wars Christmas, of course.
Oh.
Oh man, what they should have done the Star Wars Holiday Special. Are you guys familiar with that?
That sounds familiar,
That
but I
does
don't.
sound
It's
familiar.
classic. It was right after the first Star Wars movie. They made a holiday special, which is one of the worst things ever made.
Oh,
And George Lucas has tried to like wipe all existence of it.
nice.
It's
Yeah.
like really bad. But yeah. And they've got Frozen. Of course, you gotta have Frozen to go with
Yeah.
Christmas, and then
Oh, yeah.
Lilo and Stitch again.
I do like the color palette of
Oh.
these two. this
Oh, yeah.
one right here.
The
Yeah.
Star Wars ones on the bottom. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's neat. And we've
Very
got,
neat.
Peppermint Railroad
It's kind of neat.
set.
Looks very PR.
Yeah,
Man,
very.
this is making me hungry for some gingerbread and some peppermint or candy canes and stuff, which is just because I haven't had dinner yet. But
Whose fault is that?
right.
That's
Yeah.
a neat set.
Oh, we got
Wow.
more HO. Should we call other Zach
Expert.
over here again?
Expert.
Expert.
Oh, man, and I look over there and he has the big boy and the FEF. on the side.
Ooh.
That's clean. Man, we're getting distracted over
Yeah.
here.
We're not. We're never
HO
distracted.
stuff.
Man,
Oh,
these are-
Christmas box cars. So we
these
have
are
PS1s.
Mhm.
So that's PS1. There's HO. Is there? Okay, and then
That's
the
the
bottom
HO.
is the
Yeah.
64,
So there's
64.
our second HO and our second S gauge in the catalog. Which are more box cars.
Oh, Maliki Maka.
The Hawaii Christmas with
Uh-huh.
Surfing Santa.
Surfing Santa.
And he's got a nice little pineapple tropical drink in his hand.
He moves back and forth.
That's cool.
Man, after the weather that we've suffered through in Kansas for the past little while, that's making me want to have some summer and some
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
It's a sound box car.
Christmas sound
Plays
box.
Christmas carols. Neat. And a piggyback car.
Yep.
Nice.
And then some more Christmas stuff. Trailer,
Track cleaning car.
cleaning truck, and a trolley. All
Oh, it's got the lighted trolley, kind of like the groovy trolley again.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like. So that's cool.
cool. And then next we've got some accessories.
Expand your world.
We've got a UP crane. There you go, Zach.
Oh boy.
Oh, and then you can get a workhouse that has sounds to go with the crane.
Yeah, because the crane doesn't have sound by
Right.
itself.
Yeah. Which I guess makes sense. There's
Yeah.
probably not enough room to fit.
I don't think there is, but yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That would add a lot to anybody that has a crane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Man, I've got the manual crane, like with the little
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
remote, but that would be cool.
That would be cool to have. And then we got a
World
War
War
II
II
station platform.
That's kind of neat.
and a beach trailer home.
This patriotic trailer home
Yeah.
is something else too.
Man, they should make one with.
Is this new tooling? Is this tooling they got from somebody
I'm
for
not
the
sure.
trailer house?
I think it might be MTH.
Mm.
I don't know. I
Um,
genuinely don't know.
but yeah, with the patriotic one and with the Trump engine that they made, they should make one with a bunch of Trump signs all over it. I feel like that
Oh.
would sell
Yeah.
well. In addition to that,
Yeah.
AEC tank glows in the dark, of course.
yeah. We
I like the
Fake news.
Fake news.
stand.
Fake-
That's funny.
And this is going to be the third time. It says this fake news stand too. They
Wow.
did the first one. And they do 2 different runs of it.
I don't remember that.
That's hilarious.
On the side, it says everything is fine.
Everything is fine. I feel like every layout needs that. There's a part of me that feels that. And I didn't catch it at first, probably because it blends in with the page. But the wind turbines are back,
Back by popular demand.
and I'm like, holy crap! I haven't seen that in a hot second.
Well, I'm seeing one right now.
Well, I mean, we
That's
got
great.
some for the layout, but when we got those, it's like, those haven't been cataloged in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I think
Definitely
that's
a
cool.
very cool accessory. The base
Base 3, and if we want to add up and talk about price again,
another
it
$100.
Yeah.
jumped another $100.
Which it was just cataloged like 1 or 2 years ago, right?
Well, so I got mixed feelings on it. One, there was a price put on it basically before they knew the actual cost of production. So, kind of see that. And then second, the app is still kind of flaky.
Yeah.
We're charging more money already, and the app is still flaky. I don't know. Okay, I mean, if the app was like solid, running great, the hardware, the piece, at the same time though, the hardware is solid. I'm not going down on the hardware. I picked one up. I got one for a darn good price. It hurts even more seeing 600 because my original pre-order price was right at 400.
Oh, yeah.
So thinking that somebody would have to pay 600 now, that hurts me in my soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's part of the reason why I went ahead and picked one up, because I wanted to play with it, wanted
Yeah.
to be able to know what it was about. But
Yeah.
this is your current command system, and with that, anybody that had anything in stock, they already had to raise their price.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's probably a mandate by Lionel.
Sure.
For a minimum advertised price. As soon as they pushed this out, they probably made anybody that had any stock left raise their price.
And then we've got the Cab 1L still.
Cab 1L.
Good. You can still get a remote.
It's and it's not terrible. I mean, if you're used to the standard TMCC stuff,
Right.
TMCC remote, that's a solid remote. If I'm doing something simple, I'll still pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still no Cab 2.
Yeah.
And the Cab 3 is still is definitely no Cab 2.
Yeah. And
So-
hopefully they will soon make a Cab 4, I guess they would call it.
I guess, who knows?
It'd be nice to see.
It would be nice to see a new Cab remote. I'm sure I feel like it's going to take us a while before we see it, but sooner than rather than later is my hope too.
Yeah.
But moving on, we got Transformers, GW180s, CW80s, CWLs, Powerhouse.
Notice how
Bricks.
nothing on these pages has a price.
Yeah.
It's all free.
Probably so that way you don't get too stuck on said price.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, at the same time though, you're talking about stuff that they keep producing year over year, and every time they do a new production run, the price is that's probably when the price is going to change.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see that logic there. LCS, the IRV2s are still in the catalog, which is great. We use those on our layout, and they really do come in handy. I'm not saying we use them like we probably like we could, but they come in handy. They really do. And all your other LCS modules, serial converters, and so forth. So it's always great. Control.lionel.com for all the information for working on your layout. Fast Track. I feel like this is the first time they've really full-fledged did a catalog in a while with, accessories, power and control, Fast Track. Full Fast Track information.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a while since we've done that. They recently updated the Fast Track crossing gate with flashers. That was recently updated. Those have shipped. A lot of the standard stuff we've had for quite a while.
Yeah. And the lighted Fast Track. And
Lighted Fast Track. That's been some cool stuff. They keep doing it. So hopefully they're selling it and making some money on it. Moving forward, of course, custom runs, and then
Yeah, the Milwaukee Road.
the Milwaukee Road SD70 is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. And then they have everything that's in stock. I'm also very curious to see if this is all printed or if this is just digital.
Yeah, who knows?
So waiting patiently to get my printed catalog.
Yeah.
Because we all know catalogs are cool, but printed one, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. So they have a lot of stuff in stock, and they probably have a lot of this in stock because we're January, and a lot of this stuff almost always hits in December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably, and everybody goes, well, they get so much stuff they never sold. Because it just showed up.
Yeah.
It's how that cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
So, if you guys see anything in here you're looking for, I'm sure LionelStore.com has it, but I'd always hit up your favorite dealer first.
Get a bit of a discount.
Bit of a discount, and never hurts to support any of our brick and mortar guys when you can, even if it is through online.
Yeah. Well, we finished the catalog.
So there's a catalog.
At the end.
We are there. Let's figure out how to X out of this thing. Jump back over here. Don't know how long we've been going, but sure we've been going for a while.
All right. So,
Cool.
overall thoughts?
You know, I know everybody's like, this is the worst catalog ever. And I think we've all questioned some of the pricing,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and that's okay because it's very home for us, and we can't afford it. We're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I don't think that makes it the worst catalog ever.
No.
Sure. Yeah. I think there's a lot of neat stuff in this catalog,
yeah.
especially with like all the anniversary stuff.
Yeah.
I think all that stuff is really cool. And like if I were to spring for anything in this catalog, it would be some of that stuff.
And I think, in my opinion, a good catalog is going to have some stuff you want and some stuff you don't want.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
if it was full of stuff you wanted,
Yeah.
you'd be pissed because there'd be no way you could afford everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So finding those, maybe you're like, well, I could have that, and then you kind of sit there, you think about it, like, this one thing would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
right.
afford it. That makes sense. In my opinion, that makes a catalog.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like for me, last year that was one of the best catalogs I've seen in a long time
Mhm.
because it had something that I bought, which is the Hiawatha.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So, I think it's always going to be in the eye of the beholder. Again, I think the biggest thing we've all questioned is some of the pricing.
Right.
And, we don't know the back end.
Yeah.
And if it's too much, we just won't buy
I
it.
just
And
buy it. Yeah.
if we find something we do want to buy, we'll buy it. And it makes the catalog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best part is, 6 months, we get to do this again anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Right.
We'll see what the price conversation is like then.
Yeah.
So,
and,
yeah,
it's been the same conversation for the past 10 years.
for sure.
That's expensive. That's expensive.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a problem exclusive to Lionel model trains. It's a problem with America.
It's,
right
it's,
now.
it's, yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Like you go to buy anything, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of how it is in the world right now.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely a lot of neat stuff in this catalog, and I'm sure for a lot of people, like Zach said, they'll find maybe that one item that really speaks to them, or maybe multiple items. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I think there's some neat stuff in there.
Yeah.
I feel
agree. It
like
wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
it was. I don't think it was terrible. I think it's
enjoyed
solid.
it.
I think it was solid. I think, and we enjoyed it. Enjoyed seeing the different ideas they came up with. Questioned some. Came up with some other ideas we thought would have been. It's all constructive criticism. I feel like we could do this with any of them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's easier to do it with Lionel because they still give it to us in a catalog form.
Yeah.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll do an Atlas catalog.
Yeah, that'd be
Something.
cool.
It's harder to do MTH now with just every week.
They
New item, new item, new
Right.
item, new item.
have to make YouTube shorts for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
Not bad.
All right.
well,
I think it wraps it up.
Yeah.
maybe it wraps it up. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you caught us on live, glad you helped us, checked us out here. This will get reposted on our YouTube channel as a regular video, so that way anybody that missed the live hopefully sees it, because YouTube's weird algorithms are just, they're weird. So, it's still down in the comments. Let us know what you think. your comments, and we'll wish everybody luck in their pre-orders. I'm sure those are due sometime in February, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Thanks
Bye,
for
guys.
watching.